more upper management than process level Kaizen and produces more step function improvement. Again, a coach deciding to change an offense from a pro-style attack to an option-based attack is a system-level Kaizen. So let's relate this back to the video rental industry. In the mid-1980s, I noticed that video chains had video boxes on the shelves ready for customers to pull. When I was ready to rent a movie, I would take the cover up to the front, and the clerk would go back to the back of the store and pull the particular movie I wanted. A process-level Kaizen instituted was to have videos in security boxes placed directly on the shelves. Customers could now pull the movie they wanted, and there was no need for the clerk to go back and look for the movie the customer wanted. A system-level change would be a step function improvement we see from renting movies from Blockbuster to Netflix's original model. In the Blockbuster model, the customer drives to the video store and rents movies. If the movies are returned late, then a late fee is charged. In the system level of Kaizen at Netflix, the customer orders movies from home and they are delivered via mail. Those movies can be held onto with no late fees and no driving back and forth from the video store. So let me make the point that neither process level Kaizen nor system level Kaizen is more important. They both play an equal part in your pursuit of perfection. Just as just-in-time and Jidoka both play equal parts in the House of Lean, so do system and process level Kaizen. So we've established process and system levels of Kaizen. The final way to pursue perfection is Kaikaku. Kai is the same Chinese character used in change as you see in Kaizen. The second character, Kaku, literally translates to transform or to expel. Together, Kaikaku means to innovate, reform, or to radically change. Whereas both process and system level Kaizen improved an existing structure, Kaikaku is a complete reformation or an expulsion of the existing model. So staying with the video industry example, a Kaikaku of the entire process is Netflix's current model, which allows customers to stream movies directly to your TV or computer. It's Kaikaku because it changes the core of how movies are procured. There are no more discs or video cassettes to deal with. Media is streamed electronically and almost instantaneously to your TV or computer. So you've probably already guessed that process level Kaizen, system level Kaizen, and Kaikaku are equally important. But also be aware that there is no set order in which to pursue each. Perhaps your system is fine and all you need to do is improve your process Kaizen. Maybe you need to completely Kaikaku your entire model to better align with your customers' demands. Or maybe you just need a system level Kaizen. Again, all three approaches are equally important and they should be employed as needed and in the sequence needed for your organization to pursue perfection. So the question is, how do you take process Kaizen, system Kaizen, and Kaikaku to pursue perfection? The key to making any and all of these forms of change work lays in your ability to integrate lean thinking with lean actions. So let's relate this back to our paper airplane exercise. I used the simulation to create a common understanding about the basics of lean. Participants in our classes begin to think lean, but they often fail to make the connection with the real world. For example, they understand that pushing work to the next station is the incorrect approach, but when it comes time to apply this concept to their daily jobs, they continue to push work at a furious pace, all for the sake of perceived efficiency. The pursuit of perfection, Kaizen and Kaikaku, will remain theoretical buzzwords in your organization until you make a firm decision to take action by integrating them into how you perform business. So here's our journey to paper airplane perfection. We started by mapping our current state, and then we created an ideal state map. After some considerable work, this is what our final model looks like. This is our Hajunka board, and it serves as a central nervous system for our model. It tells us what to produce, when to produce it, and how much to produce. To control raw materials inventory, we have a 2-bin system. Each bin is color-coded with electric tape to show what color raw material it is to house. An empty bin signals to the material handler that the bin must be refilled. Next, we have a 2-person cell. The work between each worker is almost perfectly balanced. The first worker completes operations 1 and 4, and the second worker completes operations 2 and 3. We have a production Kanban post for the material handler to leave production or P cards. This triggers a cell to produce what is taken by the material handler. A 2-bin finished goods supermarket is also used. Each finished plane has a corresponding P card housed in the bin with it. Items due to ship are placed in the shipping area. The shipping department places planes in lanes that are conducive to pull by the final customer. The material replenishment area is also located away from the cell. Here, empty bins are dropped off and full bins are taken. Finally, a withdrawal Kanban post was put in place to hold withdrawal or W cards. So here it is as we ran the real model. A red W or withdrawal card is pulled. The empty blue bin in the 2-bin system is taken by the material handler and placed on the cart. The red W card tells her to withdraw a red plane. So she first takes out the red P card or production card and places it into the yellow Kanban post. She then removes the red plane from the bin. The empty bin is then moved next to the production Kanban post for the convenience of the operators. She takes the red plane over to the shipping department. She then goes over to the material replenishment area and drops off the empty blue bin in the blue color-coded area. She picks up a full blue bin to replenish what the cell has consumed on the previous run. She drops off the red W card in the withdrawal Kanban post and then pulls the next W card in the sequence, which is another W red card. She replaces the missing blue raw material bin with the full bin she picked up earlier. She takes an empty red bin from the raw materials area. This makes sense because a red plane was made on the previous run. The red W card she got on the board tells her she needs to withdraw a red plane, so she pulls the red P card out of the bin and puts it in the Kanban post. She takes the plane and leaves the empty bin near the production Kanban post. She drops off the red plane and then the red bin and picks up a full red bin to replace what she just dropped off. She places the W card in the Kanban post and withdraws the next card in the sequence. So while this is going on, all other functions are working together to support the smooth pace of production. When she drops off a P card, this causes a chain reaction in the work cell. Workers react by producing just that color. Once complete, they place the plane back in the bin with the associated production card so it's ready for the next time the material handler makes a loop. The material prep department also reacts to the pull from the customer. Notice that when the material handler drops off an empty blue bin, it is immediately filled. Also notice that a full set of raw materials is kept in a 2-bin system, so the material handler doesn't have to wait for the material prep department to fill an empty bin. She can continue moving by dropping off an empty bin and picking up a full one. Notice how many components of the House of Lean are integrated into a single working system. Integration is one of the main themes in the pursuit of perfection. Not only must you integrate thought and action, but also the components of Lean into a single working model. The Toyota production system was labeled by its parts until John Krafcik correctly characterized the entire system as being Lean. Prior to that, it was known as Kanban system, just-in-time, cellular manufacturing, Kaizen, and even 5S. Notice that these are just components of a greater business philosophy known as Lean. Understanding the components and integrating them with thought and action with a drive toward a clear definition of perfection is the only way to become a true Lean company. Now take a moment and think. Does your organization have a clear view of perfection? Is this view current? Do you have plenty of Lean thinkers in your organization but no Lean doers? Do you see components of Lean in the form of 5S and Kanban cards clumsily scattered around your shop floor? Perhaps you are the missing component in all of this. Take this as a personal challenge to become that individual that drives your organization to a clear view of perfection. Pick a model line to support this vision. Be the catalyst that integrates the scattered components of Lean you see into well-organized value streams that support the vision. Most importantly, be bold and take action. Don't pick up another Lean book. Instead, pick up an A3 size paper and start solving some problems. Take action. We at Simplex Improvement appreciate all of you who have contributed to the initial wave of videos on this website. We also wish the best of luck to those of you who have taken our advice and decided to take action. It's been said that even a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We wish you the best of luck. So here's a quick summary of what we learned. We defined what perfection was. We looked at the interaction of all of Lean thinking into one comprehensive business philosophy, Then we looked into creating a clear vision.